You know what scene everyone remembers from Chuck Norris? Not the kicks, not the karate forms. It's that moment in Way of the Dragon, the fight scene in the Colosseum opposite Bruce Lee, where Chuck takes off his shirt and his arms are just sitting there, thick and dense, like two cannons hanging off his shoulders. The guy was a 6-time undefeated world karate champion. He fought Bruce Lee on screen and trained with him personally, and his arms looked like they could break a man's jaw before the punch finished landing. You see, Chuck Norris understood something that almost every guy in the gym has completely forgotten. Your arms are not built through isolation. They're built through compound striking power, sustained tension, and the kind of explosive output that actually translates to producing force in the real world. That's the cannon effect, the arm that doesn't just look big, but actually hits like a weapon. But here's where it gets interesting. In EMG studies, where researchers measure exactly how hard your muscles are firing during exercises, they found that traditional bicep isolation work activates a fraction of what compound pressing and pulling produces. The arm that grows fastest is the arm trained the way fighters train it. By the way, if you want to heal your entire body and feel 10 years younger, then I've created a guide showing you how to heal your body through simple exercises. Click the link in the description for access. So exercise number 1 is the close grip push-up. And yeah, I'm starting here on purpose because this is exactly the kind of bodyweight pressing Chuck Norris built his arms on for decades, starting in the Air Force in Korea and continuing through his entire competitive career. Now, here's what the research shows. When scientists compared push-up hand positions, the close grip variation produced significantly higher triceps activation than the standard width version. And the triceps make up roughly 2/3 of your entire upper arm. If you want arms that look thick from every angle, the triceps are where the real mass comes from. The biceps are just the headline. The triceps are the actual story. Here's how you do it. Drop into a push-up position with your hands directly under your shoulders, thumbs almost touching. Body in a straight line from head to heels. Before you even think about lowering, do this first. Pull your shoulder blades down and back, lock your core tight, and squeeze your glutes. That one setup detail is the difference between training your arms and wasting your time. Now lower yourself slowly, 3 seconds on the way down, keeping your elbows tucked tight against your ribcage, not flared out to the sides like a standard push-up, tight against your body. As your chest approaches the floor, your triceps should be on fire, not your chest. That's the cue. If your chest is dominating, your elbows have flared. Tuck them back in. Press back up to full lockout at the top. Squeeze the triceps hard at the top of every single rep. If a full close grip push-up is too much yet, elevate your hands on a bench or sturdy surface. As you get stronger, lower the elevation. Eventually, you'll be on the floor. Once clean sets of 15 feel manageable, load a backpack with books or plates and wear it. That's where cannon arms actually start showing up. Now, exercise number 2. And I need you to pay attention to this one because it fixes a problem you probably don't even know you have. Here's what I mean. Go look at most guys who train their arms. From the front, the biceps look decent, but turn them sideways and the arm is flat. No fullness, no thickness through the middle. And the reason is simple. They only train the long head of the triceps with overhead movements occasionally, and they never train the most important arm muscle for combat strength, the brachialis. The brachialis sits underneath your biceps. When it develops, it physically pushes the biceps upward and outward, creating the thick, dense look that Chuck Norris carried his entire career. Most guys have never trained it directly in their entire training life. So what's the fix? You need a hammer grip pull, something that targets the brachialis and the brachioradialis, the forearm muscle that runs into your elbow. instead of just hitting the biceps from the standard angle. And research on grip variation found something that should change how you train your arms forever. Neutral grip and hammer grip movements produced significantly higher brachialis activation than supinated curls. Train the brachialis, and your arm gets thicker. Skip it, and you've trained half an arm. The exercise is called the hammer curl, performed strictly. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Hold a dumbbell in each hand at your sides, palms facing your thighs. And here's the move nobody does, but everyone should. Before the dumbbells move a single inch, brace your core hard and pin your elbows tight against your ribcage. That elbow position preloads the brachialis and forces it to do the work instead of letting momentum take over. Skip this step and your shoulders start swinging the weight up. Curl both dumbbells upward, keeping the palms facing each other the entire time. Drive the weights up to shoulder height. Squeeze hard at the top for a full second. Then lower under control. 3 seconds on the way down minimum. Full extension at the bottom. If swinging is sneaking into your sets, sit down on a bench and perform them seated. Removes the cheat completely. Do 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps. The last 2 reps should feel like a war, but your form stays locked in the entire time. Now let me tell you something about your arms that you probably don't want to hear. You have a weak side. Everyone does. Your dominant hand opens every door, carries every bag, and writes every word. And when you press a barbell or do a standing curl, that stronger side quietly takes over for the weaker one. You never notice because both hands are on the same bar. But here's what's happening underneath. One arm is growing faster than the other. One side is producing more force, more activation, and more development. Over months and years of training, that gap keeps widening. And arm imbalances don't just look strange. They create compensation patterns that eventually show up as elbow pain, shoulder pain, or unilateral weakness that you can't explain. Now, the solution is straightforward. You need to make each arm work completely alone. That's where the single-arm dumbbell overhead extension comes in. This exercise is a lie detector for your triceps. The first time you do it properly, one arm is going to feel completely different from the other. Weaker, shakier, less stable. And that's not a bad thing. That's the most valuable feedback you can get. But here's what ruins it. Go watch anyone do overhead tricep work in any gym in the country. Their elbows flare outward. The weight drifts behind their head instead of straight up and down. The shoulder takes over from the tricep. It looks like they're training their arm, but they've actually turned it into a shoulder mobility test. So here's the non-negotiable. Stand tall with a dumbbell in one hand. Press it straight overhead to full lockout. Now, slowly lower the dumbbell behind your head by bending only at the elbow. The upper arm stays vertical, pointed straight at the ceiling. Doesn't drift, doesn't flare. The elbow is the only joint that moves. Lower until you feel a deep stretch through the long head of the triceps. Then press the dumbbell back to full lockout, squeezing the tricep hard at the top. Every rep is clean and controlled. The golden rule is to start with your weak side. Every set, whatever that arm gives you with honest form, your strong side matches exactly. 10 reps on the left, 10 on the right. Not 11, not 12. You match it. That's how you close the gap instead of making it wider. Now let's talk about heavy bag work for a second. Most guys train arms only in straight lines, presses up and curls down. Chuck Norris built his arms striking targets that fought back. A barbell never punches you. A heavy bag absorbs force and pushes back, and the arm that drives into that resistance over and over again develops a kind of density that isolation work simply cannot produce. And there's one specific detail that makes heavy bag work irreplaceable for building cannon arms. Researchers studying impact training found that striking dense targets produces eccentric loading on the arm and shoulder that mimics what fighters call connective tissue toughness. The tendons, the ligaments, the joint capsules all adapt under impact in ways that pressing exercises don't replicate. And here's the part that actually matters: the volume. A trained fighter throws thousands of strikes a session. Most lifters do 30 reps on a triceps machine and think they've trained their arms. So here's how this should look. Find a heavy bag or a sturdy padded surface you can punch repeatedly. Wrap your hands if you have wraps. Stand in a slightly staggered stance. Drive straight punches into the bag, alternating arms, focusing on the snap at the end of each strike. The arm extends fully. The fist tightens at impact. The arm returns immediately to guard. 3 rounds of 2 minutes each. Rest 60 seconds between rounds. The triceps, the shoulders, the forearms and the grip all work continuously. By the end of round 2, your arms are heavy. By the end of round 3, they're shaking. That kind of conditioning is what built the arms Chuck Norris carried into every fight of his career. If you don't have a heavy bag, shadow boxing with light dumbbells produces a similar effect. 2 to 3 pound dumbbells in each hand. Throw straight punches with full extension and controlled return. 3 rounds of 2 minutes. Now I saved the last exercise for a specific reason. Every exercise so far shares one thing in common. They train the arm with the elbow moving. That's most of what an arm does. But there's one quality of arm strength that almost nobody trains, and it's the one that produces the kind of dense, hard, locked-in look that fighters carry. Sustained isometric loading. The dip. Specifically, the bodyweight dip, held at the top with the arms fully locked out under tension. Now find a sturdy pair of parallel bars or 2 stable surfaces of equal height, the corners of a heavy desk, the back of 2 chairs braced against a wall. Anything you trust under your full body weight. Grip the bars. Press yourself up to full lockout, arms completely straight. Now hold there. Don't drop down, just hold the top position. The triceps are under maximum isometric load. The shoulders are stabilizing. The chest is bracing. The entire upper body is locked into one continuous unit. Most guys can't hold this for 30 seconds the first time they try it. Build up to 60 seconds, then start performing the dip itself. Lower under control to a 90-degree elbow bend. Drive back up to full lockout. Squeeze hard at the top. The dip is one of the most complete arm exercises ever invented because it trains the triceps under bodyweight load while simultaneously demanding shoulder and chest stability. It is the exercise that builds the kind of arm density that doesn't just look big. It looks like it could do something. If full dips are too aggressive yet, perform bench dips with your hands on a bench behind you and feet on the floor. Work up to full bar dips over time. 3 to 4 sets of as many reps as you can perform with perfect lockout at the top. And that's how you build cannon arms. And if you want to heal your entire body and feel 10 years younger, I've created a guide showing you exactly how to do that through simple exercises. Click the link in the description for access.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.